Welcome to Bama Central's Instant Analysis. I am Will Miller here with Kim Rankin after a big series win for number 25 Alabama over number 1 Arkansas here in Tuscaloosa. 5-0 your score here today on Sunday afternoon. The story of today is Zane Adams spinning an absolute gem. The freshman coming in, weekend rotation's been besieged by injuries. What's he do? He just comes out here and throws 8 shutout innings against one of the best teams in the country and a team that was right up there in pole position in the conference. Alabama gets 2 big SEC wins this weekend, regardless of who they're playing. Those wins are huge for the conference standings. But another big win yesterday in extra innings. Overall, just a badly needed effort strung together by this ball club.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they came in a really rough position, losing 5 games in a row, obviously getting swept in Lexington last weekend, and then losing that midweek game where you were up 4-0 and then gave away 5 unanswered runs by South Alabama, 4, and then game 1 against Arkansas, obviously they scored 5 quick runs. Alabama attempted to come back there Friday night, but just couldn't get it done, lost 5-3 to give them the 5th loss in that slump, and then bounced back last night in extras with, you had 2 solo shots, and then Arkansas responded with 2 solo shots right back. Then it looked like we had one in the bottom of the 8th with TJ McCants hitting that RBI double. And then with 2 outs at the top of the 9th, Arkansas's Peyton Stovall tied up the game, and then took it to extras where Mason Swinney scored the game-winning run on an error by the Arkansas pitcher. And I mean, regardless of who you're playing, I know Arkansas is the #1 team in the nation, possibly playing the next #1 team in the nation next week. So very, very rough homestand. But I mean, no matter who you're playing right here in this position after losing 4 to 5 games in a row, that's just a huge, huge, huge momentum push to win whatever series it is, to kind of get back into the swing of things. And good on Alabama for not kind of letting that slump get to them and kind of keeping them back in the conversation here, not only the SEC, but the national rankings. I assume they're going to still be ranked here come tomorrow when D1 releases their rankings. But yeah, absolutely incredible weekend on both sides of the ball, pitching and batting, which have both struggled in this little slump. That's
true, but there's no rest for the weary, because it's more likely than not that Texas A&M does slide into that #1 position, and that is who comes to town here in Tuscaloosa next weekend. That's a team that's got some studs.
Yeah.
And everybody's difficult in the SEC. Nobody's winning on the road. The parity's through the roof. LSU and Florida both struggling. But it's not about that right now. You're playing Texas A&M. You got out of this slump, losing 5 games in a row, like you mentioned, some in really, really tough fashion, some way or another. But we'll see what happens. Either way, big series win here over Arkansas, something this ball club needed. And thank you for watching Bama Central's Instant Analysis.